Hi, I'm Julie Blanner, and today I'm going to take you through our garden to make a beautiful arrangement. These arrangements are really perfect when you want to bring a little joy to a friend, bring a room to life, or for last minute entertaining. As you may know, I absolutely love sourcing or foraging our yard to create beautiful centerpieces. In fact, I've done so many through the years. Some of my favorites include bringing in cherry branches in the spring, crabapple branches in the fall and hanging one just above our range, as well as creating a little focal point with that as well, and some wildflowers to fill a basket to create just a one-of-a-kind, beautiful, serene centerpiece that's memorable yet effortless. My friend Courtney of French Country Cottage shares my passion for beautiful blooms. I invited her today to share an arrangement from her breathtaking gardens. They are so unbelievable and picturesque and serene, you just won't believe it. You'll want to follow her because all of her work is absolutely amazing. So don't forget to click subscribe. You can find so many wonderful things in your yard, whether you have an elaborate garden like my friend Courtney, or just a kind of basic garden, even wildflowers growing recklessly near a creek. I love foraging our yard because it's a great way to bring in those seasonal branches and seasonal flowers that you may not otherwise find. As you know, here in the United States, most of our flowers actually are not sourced from here, though some of my very favorite farms are. A lot of them come in from Holland and South America, so you can find things that are in season now that just really fit the moment by foraging your own yard. I had always envisioned planting a large cutting garden much like the one I did in our home in Kansas. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone quite to plan. When we moved in, we did a significant amount of landscaping, trying to arrange for something to bloom in every season and to still have some greenery in our harsh, cold winters here in Missouri. Well, unfortunately, the deer are almost always working against me. The hot summers don't help as well. So you're going to really appreciate Courtney's Californian gardens because they have just the right weather to grow. I struggle with a little bit of, like I said, heat, but most importantly, those deer love my blooms. And all those flowers that I've been told are deer resistant, well, when a deer is hungry enough, they eat them. So you'll notice that a lot of our flower bushes, like our hydrangea, have been enjoyed. But at least I'm supporting someone, if not my love for flowers. Nevertheless, there is always something blooming here, spring, summer, and fall. And even in winter, I can find a lot of beautiful things that I can incorporate into our decor, like this gorgeous wreath that was so simple, handmade just a few years ago, that I hung above our range. You can forage your garden too. Let's go on out and see what you should look for in yours. Let's grab a basket or a bag and some floral shears and see what we can find today. Now, I normally take a less is more approach. However, when it comes to your own back door, it's free. So you can take a more is more approach. It's better to have everything you need than to have to run back out there, especially if it starts raining on you like it just did me. So we'll talk about what I picked out here from the garden. You'll see I selected a decent amount and quite a variety. I love these hydrangea. They're just getting ready to bloom. I did another hydrangea for a little bit of texture. We have some pretty purple color here from Russian sage, some yellow from yarrow, and I also grabbed a little bit of greenery. These stems are really great accents, and we can go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do first is just like any flower arrangement, we're going to remove anything that might potentially fall below the vase. So I like to just go ahead and start and prep doing that in the sink. It really couldn't be easier to arrange flowers. The number one tip I can give you is don't overthink it. The second tip I can give you is to work in 3s and 5s. I found that's always worked really well. It's very appealing to the eye. Let's get started. We want to get our flowers in water right away, so go ahead and fill your vase with water and we can get started arranging our blooms. We'll start with our focal point. I decided that's going to be these beautiful hydrangea that are just starting to bloom. If you remember me saying, everything that I have in my garden blooms at a different time each year. So these tend to bloom in midsummer. And now that some of the other things are not looking so great, they're a little burnt out because of the sun, or because someone enjoyed them a little too much, we have these that are blooming. And I actually think it's very charming to see the beautiful little buds about to bloom. We're going to cut each stem at an angle. We really want sharp shears, and that way it allows them to really soak up the water. And remember what I said, we don't want any greenery to fall below the vase. And I'm going to go, some of these will be a little taller than others. And you know, I like that rule of 3, so we're going to do 3 of these to start it off. And today I'm working in my sink just for the sake of kind of keeping things neat and tidy. This guy's looking a little more tired than the others, so I'm going to cut off just a little bit more. May not have gotten him in water quite fast enough. Another perk of removing these lower leaves is that they all require water. And so that will help your blooms last longer as well, not only from preventing the water from growing bacteria, but they won't be as thirsty. Those blooms will be fueled. Okay, now I think we're going to add in a little bit of our color with this yarrow. Trim that up. And I'm just going to insert these in 3s or 5s. And they get a little tangled in one another. So cut that off there. Working at opposite angles here. And you do not have to make yours symmetrical. It's just a great way to start off when you're first learning how to arrange flowers. But like I said, anything goes. So just do whatever brings you joy. Whatever you think looks great. And now we're going to add in some of our hydrangea. These are lime lights. Oh no, these are actually not lime lights. I can't remember what these are called. Maybe cottontails? If you know, please correct me. And I've got another one of those. Probably should have cut another out of the garden. Remember, more is more. But unfortunately, these are not looking so hot right now. So I just picked the two that were looking a little nicer. And now we can fill in with our greenery, and these are really wispy, and I love adding in something wispy. And these are a little bit taller, so we might fill in with these. And this is not going to be my fullest arrangement. We might have to make some adjustments. I almost always do. This is just kind of like a loose garden arrangement. I think I'm going to cut these down here. And one rule of thumb is you can always go lower, you can never go taller. So when in doubt, start taller, and you can always cut down from there. And you can start working these in between other blooms. And you see how these branch out? That will help make it feel fuller. And we can use those branches to kind of hold up some of the heads of the other blooms. Again, we're going to work in some opposite angles here. And we might have to trim some of these down. We don't want them to overpower the other blooms. And I'm going to sneak this one in. Like I said, we can always rearrange. So I decided I want this one to be more in the center. I think that's going to give this arrangement some body. And then we can fill in with our greenery. Now this is what I had made that Christmas wreath out of. It really easily becomes flimsy when it's not in water, and I actually like it like that. It just feels so loose and soft. There's a little fuzzy texture to the leaves. So I think that's just really beautiful. I'm going to stick that out of each side. And then we'll kind of evaluate. Now, I rarely get it right on the first time. Maybe you do. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm just an enthusiast. Let's see how we did here. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make this beautiful flower arrangement from your own backyard. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them in the comment section below. Don't forget to click subscribe, and also visit my friend Courtney and follow her as well, because her home, her style, everything is just so breathtaking. I'll also link to her new book in the description below. I know you'll love it just as much as I do. You can shop all of my supplies in the description below as well, including my shears and my market basket. And as always, you can find more details on my site at julieblanner.com, including where to buy flowers. Some of my ideas might surprise you. I even have a video here on YouTube about where to buy flowers and more flower arranging tutorials that I'll link. I look forward to seeing you again soon.